The Greens have been accused of peddling misinformation about a multi-million-dollar bailout for Forestry Tasmania. Upper House MPs were told the money will be used to keep the ailing state-owned business afloat, not to wind it up. Legislative councillors had to be given a special briefing about the plans before agreeing to pass the state budget. Here's state political reporter Brad Markham.
It was an 11th-hour move to avert a budget crisis.
It's a debacle, but it headed off for the government a real challenge to their budget.
Upper House MPs were threatening to block a $35 million payment to Forestry Tasmania, forcing the government to provide a late-night briefing. Treasury officials revealed the money will be used to keep the ailing company afloat.
Without that, there's a risk that Forestry Tasmania could become insolvent.
This money would not be used to wind up Forestry Tasmania.
Legislative councillors have accused the Greens leader of peddling false information.
They have been exposed for their duplicity in this respect.
It's for propping up Forestry Tasmania, not for winding it up, and yet he has still approved the budget. So he has been all huff and puff.
A claim rejected by McKim.
Forestry Tasmania needs to be restructured, and that we will only support this money being used for that purpose.
Upper House MPs have criticised the Premier for showing weak leadership over the issue.
She just didn't have the backbone to drag him into line.
I think it is important that the Premier does take a lead on that.
Forestry Tasmania's dire financial state has triggered calls for change.
I believe it's imperative that we have renewal at board level, we have renewal at management level.
No, I don't agree with that at all.
We can't continue to throw money at a government business when there's not significant change.
The Greens leader is adamant Forestry Tasmania won't receive a cent of the $35 million until after Cabinet has considered a major review of the state-owned business. But he won't say how he plans to get his way.
These questions all preempt a Cabinet process, and I'm not going to hypothesise about those today.
Ultimately, we're happy that the Upper House has agreed to the legislation and agreed to the budget, and we're moving forward.
But the government isn't out of the woods yet. Brad Markham, ABC News.